Well, hello and welcome back, everyone, to Midwest Horizon. My name is Bluebelly. I play simulation games, and we are running a Case 1570 here, this older 70 series, and a Vicon Tedder, and we are trying to make hay. As you can tell, the yield in this field has been pretty awful. Uh, if you've been watching the series, then you know you know all about this. You can see we've got a grain truck there in the field to our left, and we are waiting at this point for the other fields to ripen. It's just before 4 o'clock in game, and when I get to the end of this row, what we're gonna do is take a look at the growth stages. Just really kind of do a status check on the whole farm, because I think what we may end up doing is simulating ahead to get these soybean fields going a little bit more. This hay field has been what I would call a disappointment. So let's take a look here. So we do have corn for the pigs. Sorry, I meant to shut that down so it's not spinning in the background. I wanted to take a look here. Okay, 16 cows. I would really like to get maybe we can buy like 4 or 5 more cow. Well, 4 more would get us to 20. 14 more 30 cows would be much better. So the pigs are making uh, essentially we're getting 4 pigs a day if you break this down. So that's cool with me. I was originally going to try to sell one type so we could have all one style, but I think we'll just keep going like this. Once we're up around maybe 30 pigs, we'll start selling them off. But we have a little bit more, a few more in-game days for that. So I wanted to look, if you haven't seen this map, this Midwest Horizon map, look at the size of this thing. I mean, it's technically a 4X, but it's just so huge. I've actually been thinking about playing a whole nother series on this map just because it's so cool. And I've really only spent my time in this corner. I drove down here to sell some and buy some things a few times, but I haven't been up in this northern part of the map really at all. So, it seems a little bit silly to move on from it in that way. But, we're in this field down here. Look how big this field is. And then you look on the map and it's tiny in comparison. So, what I wanted to look at, though, excuse me, rather than fruit types, is actually growth. We're not going to see anything in the field we're in because we planted this in grass ourselves, so it doesn't show up. But we already harvested these beans, and as you can see, these ones are getting close. But we've got a nice gradient here that shows us we have a delay from planting times. So what I'm going to do is bump up the time. The We do have plant withering on, but it does take a little while uh, before that starts taking effect. We have plant growth on normal. So with this combination, we should see this bump over to being able to harvest this half of the soybeans, and then the other half will probably be in the in-game next morning. So we'll just keep an eye out, sort of out of the corner of our eye, while we're working here. Oh, I forgot. I want to get the rest of the mowing done. And then I want to bring a tractor in here and start windrowing and baling. We just really want to get this field taken care of. As many hay bales as we get is great. If it's only a few, then it's only a few. I'm hoping to get maybe in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 would be cool. I don't know if that's possible, but that's what I'm hoping for. If anybody knows, I haven't had anybody leave a comment yet about why the yield is so bad. If anybody knows why this grass yield is so bad, that That would be really helpful to me to know, because it did this in the other field as well. So it's not just like the ground, it's not the, not fertilizing enough or anything like that. There's clearly a problem with, I don't know if it's the map or what. I don't think it has to do with this mower. I wouldn't think the mower would be enough to cause this issue. I don't know exactly what would do it. If anybody knows, if it, is maybe something in the XML for the map. Maybe the map was updated and I didn't get the update. It's one of the problems with the way that these non Mod Hub maps are. They're great. They're a lot of fun, but they don't auto update. Like if there's an update on Griffin, Indiana or Bucks County, I will automatically get it, because I got those through the Mod Hub. So on that note, one thing I do want to mention, hopefully people are still around and paying attention. Um, Here very soon, I'm going to be shifting my farm sim content almost exclusively over to the Bluebelly Farms channel. I have a lot of farm sim content. Oh, it's about the rain. Ooh. I wonder what that'll do to hay on this. Does it affect hay on base game? Sorry, I didn't finish my thought about the channel. So some of my best magnet videos for this channel are farm sim related. So I don't know. I may still do some farm sim related content here occasionally. So please don't unsubscribe. But I plan on uploading more often on the other channel. I have a few series. Oh, it's that soon. The rain is coming that soon. So what would you do if you were me? Would you go ahead and try to windrow and bale the hay that's down? I feel like in real life you would try to get whatever hay you could before it got too wet so it wouldn't be wasted. Also, I wonder if I could hire a worker to run the tedder. I'm wondering a lot of things all at once. Sorry everybody. I know when I tried to hire a worker on this gig, it didn't go well, so I really doubt that this would be any better. Kind of going crooked, so that's not super promising. That looks a little better. Okay, what about... Oh yeah, I was going to take this tractor up to get a slurry tanker and get some fuel. Maybe I'll leave that there. Yeah, windrow. This is what I need. Oh, you love to see it. Now I can't see my cut grass at all. That worker's actually doing okay on the tedding. Much to my surprise. I wonder how much more grown the grass will be by morning. I'm going to be not real happy if I did all this mowing and don't get any hay out of it. So, well, that's kind of eerie looking. Make for some interesting screenshots if I start taking some pictures now. Uh, what are you doing there, worker? I was just complimenting how good it seemed to be doing. Here, get as much of this as you can. Is it really going to go that crooked, or will it turn? It's really going to go that crooked. I mean, that was my fault for setting it up that way. Alright, good luck. This is one of the craziest. I think we're just gonna what? Came unhooked? Oh. Thought I was pressing W, but I was apparently pressing Q. I can't see anything. Alright, we're just gonna go sleep. What an insane chain of events. I mean, I know it's my fault for putting the time on 30, but I didn't anticipate the rainstorm kind of ruining our productivity there. Just get this turned around. Ooh. Oh, geez, I better quit that before it. I'll deal with this in the morning. Some of you maybe haven't seen this house. Let's do 8 hours. Oh, that's a little early. That's okay. I put this house in because this house on site does not have a sleep trigger. I since discovered, that there are mods to help with that, and so it's my fault. But let's take a look at our field growth. Still growing. All right, and I'm gonna see if it'll let me bale. My hunch is no, but I have not been right about anything, really at all. So let's see how she does. Okay, here it is. All right. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's registering as hay. That's a good sign. I didn't even sleep properly, guys. I didn't even sleep properly. The thing I like most about using square bales instead of round bales is that you don't have to stop and empty them out when you're baling. It's probably not worth the extra money that it costs, but it is a really nice feature. I like that there are big enough clumps of this that I can just kind of steer for the clumps. Okay, now there should be, yeah, not too bad. What are we gonna get? A bale per windrow out of this? Honestly, it's still probably worth it because especially if we buy 14 more cows, we're gonna need a lot of TMR. And we can do TMR that doesn't have hay, I believe. We can do TMR that's just mostly silage and straw, but even if we get like 10 of these, that'll keep us in TMR for a while. Okay. So we need to do all of the things. I'm trying to give you guys a variety so you don't feel like you're watching the same thing for the whole video. But see, this yield is not any better even though this crop grew overnight. It grew longer overnight. It's crazy. There's the sun. The sun will come out this morning. There you go. How many of you expected that when you clicked on a farm sim video that you would get to hear a whistled musical number? Probably not many. Okay. Yeah, who am I kidding? I know you guys watch when you watch these videos, you have them muted. Like that Joker, I don't want to listen to him. What do you think? Maybe 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say 10 passes, 5 trips. So that's my final answer. Are those beans? It does look like those turned. Alright, cool. Oh, I guess I didn't spray that field with herbicide? Bummer. Pretty sure I did at least one pass with fertilizer. Let's get over there and let's put this down to 5x. Okay. This is such a good harvester. Look how huge the header is. It's awesome. Make short work of this. We're gonna have a lot of liters of soybeans here when we get this field and that whole field all done. It's gonna put a serious dent in the farm debt. Save the farm. Hope people are enjoying the theme here. Try to approach it with enough sincerity that people will feel like they can support the idea. get the grain truck over there. So we're going to have over 23,000 liters. I don't really know why it's doing that. I never did sort it out. Something in the physics, which is just kind of the way my experience with this game seems to go. Like, I get a really cool setup. I'm like, oh, that's going to be awesome. Look how cool that truck looks. We'll use the IT runner grain bin. It's going to be amazing. And then I get it, and it bounces around. It gives me grief. I'm like I use an auger trailer, and it bends the wheels. I use a truck like this, and it bounces around. Actually, hilariously enough, the very first setup I had with the old International Eagle, um, I guess I could leave that up while I turn around. The old International Eagle truck and just a simple Wilson grain trailer was fine. It did fine. So, that's how it is sometimes. You try to do something more to make your playthrough more creative, and it ends up just being a problem. Okay, so let's go back to this job. So we're at 23,000 liters. Hopefully that'll be a decent chunk of change. I haven't looked. I'm kind of afraid to look at what soybeans cost right now. Excuse me. Nice peaceful morning. Sweet. Pig, 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 pig. So on the other channel I have currently, and I don't know when you'll watch this compared to when it comes out and everything, but I currently have 3 farms going. There's a sheep and horse farm on Stoppenbach, which actually is a global company map. So it's got all sorts of wonky different things going on. Very interesting playthrough though. Very interesting. I'm learning a lot about the game. I'm learning a lot about things that I like to do and things that I don't so much like to do. For example, on that map, the yield has been really great with the grass. However, you have to ted 3 times to turn it into hay, which was not something I was anticipating. So that's been interesting. And then I have a Ford farm on the Michigan map, which right now just has pigs, but I hope to also have cows there. Uh, I've been in the middle. I've been in the middle of a huge grain harvest for so many episodes. It's funny because, like, okay, so let's say you're playing just by yourself, and you're gonna play for, I don't know, 2 hours. When you sit down and play for 2 hours, you can get a fair bit done. But if you have, pretty big field, that 2 hours might barely finish a harvest. And if you add in doing other jobs, like random stuff, okay, so the harvester's done. That's good with that field. We'll switch it over to the next field. Um, but when you do that, you're like, oh, that was 2 hours. That's cool. But for me, playing for 2 hours, especially on that save, I'm trying to keep those videos at 15 minutes. So 2 hours of playing is 8 videos. Like, who wants to? And if I only release one a week, the amount of progress that you see in your one night of playing for 2 hours gets turned into 2 months, literally 2 months of content on Farm Sim Gaming Channel if you don't edit it down, which is why everybody does time lapses and stuff like that to make sure that the progress. I mean, essentially, the progress that we've made on this series is like that because we're doing a video a week and it's a half an hour worth of content. It's a half hour worth of gameplay. So that's, part of what I've been thinking a lot about with the new direction as I split off the other channel is maybe splitting the difference between the sort of sim farmer style of 100% time lapse and the way I've been doing things where I completely narrate everything I'm doing and maybe do kind of a split the difference where I time lapse some jobs and then I narrate through other jobs. Like the potato harvest on this save would have been a great example of something that, to talk through the first couple passes when you guys are learning about the equipment and I'm getting it all set up. Like, people might want to watch that. But then once it's stretched into 3 or 4 episodes, that's when you say, okay, we're going to hop into a time lapse and get it done that way. So I think there's something to be said for that. Anyways, tangent. So I have the Ford farm, and then the third farm I have is similar to this one, very similar to this one. It's on the Hoosier Heartland map, and it's using vintage IH, mostly Case IH equipment. I've got well, actually, I think the farm all, what is it, a 350 and 450? Yeah, I think that's what they are. Got a couple farmalls, and I have an international tractor from the last Save the Farm. I always forget the model number. It's like a 3855 or 5538, somewhere around there. And I've got some really cool trucks on that map, I think. I have a Western Star grain truck, and I have an IH fertilizer truck. I don't know how accurate, like realistic it is. I just found it when I was looking at mods one time when I set up that farm. I set up that Hoosier Heartland farm around the same time that I set up this one. I just got like a farm starting bug and a couple nights in a row playing. That's what I did. I just set up new farms. And it's really fun. I'm sure most of you guys know all about that. So, as much as I would like to just keep playing this episode, I understand that for a lot of people, uh, half an hour is getting to be too long of a video, and in fact, some people won't even click on it because of that. So, thank you so much for watching. My name is Bluebelly. I play simulation games, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.